World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. United States President Donald Trump has warned Iran that time is running out for talks on its nuclear program as American military forces continue to move into the Gulf. According to BBC News, Trump said a large U.S. naval force is heading toward Iran, calling it a massive armada moving with strength and purpose. Iran, through its UN mission, said it is open to dialogue based on mutual respect, but warned it would strongly defend itself if pushed. Tehran insists its nuclear program is for peaceful use only. The warning comes amid unrest in Iran, where protests have been met with a violent crackdown. Trump earlier promised to help through protesters, but later said executions had reportedly stopped. A U.S.-based rights group, the human rights activist news agency, says more than 6,300 people have been killed since protests began in late December, while other groups warn the death toll could climb much higher. In other news overseas, at least 5 people were killed after a Russian drone struck a civilian passenger train in northeastern Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attack, calling it an act of terrorism. CNN reports the incident happened in the Kharkiv region, where emergency responders found burned train cars and human remains at the site. Nearly 300 passengers were on board the train, which many Ukrainians use to visit soldiers near the front lines. Zelensky said 18 people were inside the train car hit by the drone. Authorities say 5 bodies have been recovered so far, with identification to be done through DNA test. 2 passengers were injured while 1 remains missing. Ukraine's national railway operator announced a nationwide moment of silence and lowered flags at all railway stations to honor the victims. And finally, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has arrived in China for a 3-day visit, the first by a UK leader in 8 years. According to BBC News, the trip aims to improve trade and cultural ties after years of strained relations between the two countries. Prime Minister Starmer says engaging China, the world's second largest economy, is important for the UK's national interest, and he is set to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. However, the visit has drawn criticism back home over China's human rights record and concerns about national security. Issues include the treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang, the case of Hong Kong activist Jimmy Lai, and warnings from UK intelligence about Chinese espionage. Despite this, the Prime Minister says the trip will bring long-term benefits for Britain and help build a more stable relationship with China. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.